Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. The Golden Explosion, talking about finding a way to not hold your horses and take it to the stupid. What is going on with Golden Boy? Oscar De La Hoya getting body slammed, suplex. You got Vergil Ortiz coming off the top rope. Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh sitting back laughing at him. How did this happen to the Golden Boy? We all know what Oscar De La Hoya was. De La Hoya was a beast when he was a fighter. But man, this whole promotion thing, man, he just has always seemed a little bit off, right? And again, I don't know him. I'm just going off what I see. But to hear him come out and talk about a lot of the problems that he had before, and he had so many fighters come through his hands, he couldn't hold on to them. He can't hold on to these fighters. So it makes me wonder, what was the problem over there? Because right now, the Golden Boy is a golden explosion. It ain't blowing up like the World Trade, born center, opposite of a winner. No. It's blowing up like the World Trade, born center. He's losing. Look like that. That shit ain't cracking. You know what I'm saying? Oscar De La Hoya is losing, man. And one thing I know when it comes to Golden Boy's business model and all these big-time promoters, it depends on having stars, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't just have good fighters. Let me push this back a little bit because sometimes when I talk, it sounds like it's popping right. You can't just have good fighters. Let me see something. You got to have superstars. Yeah, I mean, everything turned down. You got to have superstars, you know what I'm saying? But you need fighters that sell tickets, draw views, move merchandise, headline cards. Who does De La Hoya have like that? Ryan Garcia, Vergil Ortiz. Okay, got it. Who else? Somebody tell me something. So right now the perception is, speaking of those two superstars that he has over there, is Vergil Ortiz is likely leaving. You can understand why, right? Possibly a $20 million 3-fight deal is just every day getting a step further away from Vergil Ortiz because De La Hoya is out there blocking. What De La Hoya is doing is worse than cock blocking. It's like you about to get a little piece of a little something in a rubber double, one of them honeys, and you got a friend who come out there like, oh, man, here you got all the women, man. Damn, man, let us have some. And then that girl look at you like, what? And you're like, man, I could kill this dude right now. That's the same thing, but it's worse because he's blocking his money. Man, let me tell you something, man. $20 million for a 3-fight deal, 1 fight with boots, $12 million, and then 2 more fights at $4 million apiece. $20 million deal. That's what was on the table for Vergil Ortiz. He had to fight Boots first. Now that shit is all up in the air because of De La Hoya. That's why Vergil Ortiz, this whole thing is, the judge right now is reviewing stuff, and this Friday we should find out if the fight's going to be allowed to go on and happen in April. Jerome Boots sentence against Vergil Ortiz. De La Hoya they were offering Vergil Ortiz like $2.5 million. Something crazy. So I'll tell you what, man, Vergil Ortiz, I'm sure at first opportunity, he's up out of there. Ryan Garcia, he's another one. He said this is his last fight with Golden Boy. Ryan fights this weekend against Barrios. This is his last fight. I'm telling you this, win, lose, or draw, Ryan Garcia is going to get a big deal. You know why? Whether you like him, you agree with him, that's irrelevant. Ryan Garcia is a big deal. And to anyone who disagrees with me, to that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, you McNicholas, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Ryan Garcia sells tickets. He draws views. He moves merchandise. He headline cards. This man got multiples of millions of followers. Ryan Garcia is a big deal. That's why he keeps getting all these big opportunities. It's not because he's the most talented, even though he got speed and power and he can fight, but because of that profile. He's got his own platform. And Oscar already lost Canelo. Y'all remember all that drama? Same shit Canelo saying about Oscar De La Hoya. Trying to take money and all of this and not being truthful. It's the same thing Ryan's complained about and Vergil Ortiz, what we're seeing in real time happening. Oscar De La Hoya, his integrity is shot and his credibility is, you got to question it. You got to question it, man. And, you know, I'm just going to say, if one fighter says something, another fighter says something, but when you got a bunch of people saying the same shit about you, you got to stop and start believing what you're hearing. You know what I'm saying? At least take it with a grain of salt, but at least listen. And that's what I'm doing. I'm listening now, you know. All these fighters had issue with him, and other fighters have publicly clashed with him. You see, Oscar De La Hoya is shitting bricks, people. I do believe what Dana White is saying about Oscar and being behind on payments and about to go into foreclosure. He kicked out of his studio that he's renting, you know, for his business. I believe all that because they know what's going on. We don't. But when they throw a little jab out there, there's some truth. That's cemented. That's rooted in truth. They don't give you all the specifics, but they give you just enough. Just like here, a little body shot. Take the wind out your ass. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna try to knock you out, but they get you a little pow. Right there, man. In the solar plex, knock the wind out your ass. And that's what they're doing to De La Hoya. I'm telling you, when promoters start losing stars, that's why De La Hoya is fighting the way he's fighting to keep Vergil Ortiz. And I don't think he can do nothing with Ryan Garcia. Networks lose interest. Saudi interest cools, which I already think it's cooled off. Fighters stop trusting the company and recruits choose other promoters. I 100% believe that Turki Al-Sheikh, Dana White, Zuffa Boxing can pick up Ryan and pick up Vergil. And they're going to keep picking up more big names. You know why? Because they got that Wu-Tang cream, cha-ching-ching, dollar bill, y'all. They got the money, man. I know Papoose is counting the green, but he ain't counting no shit like no Turki Al-Sheikh and Dana White. And those are the facts. But that's how your empire shrinks. When you lose your cash cows, man, the empire shrinks. And when you want to come out here like Oscar De La Hoya, and look, man, it just seems like he wants to be the star. That's just me on the outside looking in. But it seems like Oscar De La Hoya want to be all up in the videos, all up on the album. That's why his fight is going to come to death row. Zuffa Boxing. Let me tell you, the biggest criticism of Oscar is he still wants to be the main character, right? Everybody says that. And when you watch him, promoters got to get up there and promote and be the face of the event, and I get it. But goddamn, let the fighters be the attraction. You know, De La Hoya, we know the ladies love you. They always have. They still do. They love De La Hoya. Nothing wrong with that. You know me, I'm always rooting for the guy. Get all the ladies. Go all out. You know what I mean? Take no prisoners. Don't take it easy on none of them. Get all them women, man. Beautiful women are nice and succulent and shit. Get them. Like a big pot of some curry chicken and shit. Dive in head first, goddammit, De La Hoya. But let the fighters be the attraction, man. Stay behind the scenes. We know you still want to be that guy. See you doing your clapbacks and you got your little girlfriend. I mean, that's cool, but act like a goddamn CEO. Act like a CEO, man. But when you watch Oscar, he want to dominate the interviews. He want to trash his own fighters publicly. He want to insert himself in the narratives, talk about what I would have done and me and my prime and I, shut your ass up. Out here beefing with other promoters, beefing with sanctioning bodies, beefing with fans. Let me tell you what, man, he gonna get mad cow disease and shit with all that beef he cooking out there. So the perception for De La Hoya is kind of sad, man. Fighters don't feel protected with that dude. Fighters feel exposed. Fighters feel like they're just being used for headlines, and fighters feel like Oscar De La Hoya got his hand all up in the cookie jar, all up in their money. And that is poison in a fighter-promoter relationship. Now, let me tell you something as far as Oscar and what he did wrong in the public eyes, because we know that Promoters and fighters beef, they have ups and downs and shit. We know that, but I'm going to tell you this right here. You can't come out here as a promoter and publicly attack your own fighters. Ryan Garcia, Vergil Ortiz, past fighters like Canelo, you just can't do that. Now look at those 3 names I just rattled off. Like, those guys they're not little minions out here. Those guys are a big deal, okay? They're a big deal. Those aren't guys who are just down in the weeds. Nah, man, they're in the upper echelon of the sport in boxing. They're a big goddamn deal. But he didn't want to solve issues privately. He wanted to go public. Because Oscar is allowing his pride and ego to derail Golden Boy. That's why you had the Golden Boy explosion. Pride and ego get you in some shit. You know what I'm saying? People who come out here, all that rah-rah shit, I tell you what, when the real deal start, the bang-bang boogie gets to popping, they ain't like that. Matter of fact, they won't even know what fucking hit them. Because it's the person who don't say shit you need to worry about. But all them big mouth, all that rah-rah stuff, man, that ain't the route you want to go. You get negative attention on you. And that's what De La Hoya, that's what he has. Especially when you look at what's going on now. Blocking or slowing big fights. If you're a promoter, why are you blocking a big fight? Why are you slowing a big fight? Your fighter wants to fight. Why are you going to block it? Why are you going to slow it? Because you don't want your fighter to lose? Let him go fight. And if they can make more money somewhere, how you offering somebody 2.5 and somebody else offering them 12? A damn near $10 million difference? You're going to block that? Now, of course, I don't know all the specifics, but just on the outside looking in, that shit look crazy to me. But that's a perception, man, that Golden Boy protects leverage, not legacies. They want to have the undefeated fighter, the guy who keeps winning, to keep applying leverage so they can get the lion's share of the fight purse. They don't want somebody to go out here and chase legacy and get in a high-risk fight where there's a high reward. They don't want that. So as a result, Oscar De La Hoya has been out here, foolishly burning bridges instead of building them. Because he was feeling himself, because he had a nice little run, Turki Al-Sheikh got into it in the zone and everybody, people wanted to work with him as fighters, but now he's burnt bridges and, the way shit is going, it's not looking good. And in case y'all didn't know, Oscar De La Hoya has been feuding, or has feuded with Bob Arum. Him and Eddie Hearn still don't get along. Dana White, other fighters, networks. So Golden Boy has become, and Oscar De La Hoya has become nowhereians. They just out there in the breeze, isolated. He's done it to himself. He can sit back. That clapback shit, he as a CEO should never be doing that shit. He's out here doing clown shit. Is it entertaining? Yeah, but he's doing clown shit. And everybody does a little bit of clown shit sometimes, but sometimes you got to stop and check yourself, before you wreck yourself and say, hold on a second. I'm taking it to the stupid. You could do a little something here and there, but not as consistent at what he's doing when he's at that level. Because what happens is your image gets affected. And these people out here don't care anyway. They're quick to turn on you and shit. So De La Hoya, to me, man, he's just becoming, he's becoming canceled as in boxing. And that's horrible. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I'll say for sure, and when it comes to these promoters, you got to adapt to the Saudi era. This is the Saudi era. When Turkey's in the house, every day is Thanksgiving. Turkey Al-Sheikh. Al-Sheikh Turkey. Do the freak. Yeah. Do the sheik. Yeah. I don't know what would make him come out here and try to go at Turkey Al-Sheikh. That shit's crazy to me. With Turkey Al-Sheikh controlling mega events, what promoter would want to beef with that dude, man? I would think promoters would cooperate, would stay quiet, would let their fighters shine and get that goddamn cha-ching-ching. Oscar still plays the old power game. I control the fighter. Tell you what, okay, keep trying it, because the power's slipping away. And relationships in boxing, promoters, fighters, everything, networks, it matters more than ever now. More than ever now, man. Modern boxing is shifting, people. Saudi Arabia, they out here funding most of these big boxing events. Why would you want to ruin that? You know what I'm saying? I talk about it a lot in this channel. Even I learned at a certain point, listen a whole lot and talk very little. And you can say what you want about a person up here. They never know what's going on. You can be there shaking their head, how you doing, and thinking, man, fuck you. But you keep that here. And get what you want. If you got fighters and stuff, you got to think about your fighters, man. But Saudi out here funding these mega fights, promoters becoming middlemen now, belts matter less, personalities matter more. If Oscar can't work with Turkey, if he can't work with Dana White, if he can't work with sanctioning bodies, if he can't work with rival promoters, he can't keep fighters happy, Golden Boy risks becoming a feeder company, not a power company. And that's exactly what's happening here. He's about to lose control of Ryan, and Ryan's going to be fed to another big promoter, probably Zuffa, or maybe Matchroom. Golden Boy is gonna continue to struggle. They're no longer going to be seen as a power company, and guys are going to start jumping ship. Most of his fighters, he's used to losing fighters, because he openly talked about the guys at PBC. He had them all. They all left him with Al Heyman. Now he has guys who looks at Al Heyman and PBC's not doing that much. They're gonna go to Zuffa. What? Zuffa's about to blow up. That shit's about to blow up, swell up like they got yeast in their ass. They're just gonna swell up like a goddamn French bread. You watch. That's why I start calling them the Zuffa. I gotta think of a way to tie in yeast and shit like that to Zuffa. I'll do that later. They about to blow up. They swelling up. Y'all just watch. I ain't playing. But if Ortiz and Garcia both leave, that's it. Golden Boy will lose its top American male star, which is Ryan, its most respected technical boxer, pressure fighter, Vergil Ortiz. Its bargaining power with networks, because those are the guys that's really carrying Golden Boys, Ryan and Vergil. But they will lose their bargaining power with networks. They would lose their recruiting appeal, because most people look to see who's over there. If those two jump ship, he can probably still go down to Mexico and source some talent and sign them. But Golden Boy is going to lose its relevance, people. I see it happening. Unless De La Hoya can come out here and just take a deep breath, start apologizing, and he's going to have to do a little bit of a whole lot of maintenance, man, and to help reconstitute his brand, he might have to kiss some ass. Which even Eddie Hearn said, when it comes to that money, he's willing to kiss Turki Al-Sheikh's feet or tie his shoes. He said whatever it takes for money. Eddie Hearn said some wild shit. But De La Hoya may have to do the same thing, man, because without stars, Golden Boy becomes developmental. That's not where that's not where they want to be. I mean, they've come down the ladder. That's not what you want. Without stars, Golden Boy, they're not elite. They're not dominant. They're not feared. They're not respected. Like, Golden Boy will have no respect. Oscar De La Hoya and Golden Boy become just another promoter. And I'm just being real, I don't wish bad on him. I'm just telling you what I'm anticipating. You just sit back and watch in 1 or 2 years. What can happen to Golden Boy if nothing changes? Now, this is a worst case projection, all right? No superstars, smaller cards, probably no Saudi involvement. Fighters choosing Matchroom, maybe even PBC, Zuffa Boxing, or free agency. Oscar's seen as a liability over the next, he's already seen that way, but over the next year or two, it could worsen, and his brand is going to be weakened. So Golden Boy could survive, but they're not going to thrive. That's just my opinion. But hey, it could be up and away, man, and could fix some things. You know what I'm saying? He could become Super De La Hoya and come out here, put the S on his chest, and change some things. But I mean, I don't think it won't. I don't think he could fix things. You know what I'm saying? But to save Golden Boy, Oscar would have to do a few things. I think, one, stop being the damn headline. Stop attacking fighters. Stop public feuds. Work quietly with rivals. Let fighters build their own brands. Embrace Saudi influence. Like, just embrace it. And rebuild trust, man. But Oscar's personality is just too emotional, man. Too reactive, too combative, too ego-driven. He likes drama. He likes to be the center of attention, and that makes change very difficult, because he is what he is. The dude got money. When people have money, man, you see who their true character. You know what I'm saying? If people get an opportunity to get some money, you see what most people will do anything for money. When you get that person who has an opportunity to really blow up, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the social media world, really blow up, get some dough. grow their profile, grow their platform, you'll see what they're really about. Those who go after and those who turn that shit down. You'll see what they're really about. Because some people who go after it, they don't give a fuck. But those who really have some character, they'll do the right thing. Oscar De La Hoya, I hope he does, but I'm gonna say this again. The bottom line, Golden Boy's not in trouble because of money. He's got dough. Not because he doesn't have talented fighters. He has some talented fighters, and they're not in trouble because of history, because the history is alright. You know, it ain't the best, but it's not the worst. It's alright. But they're in trouble because fighters don't want to stay. Partners don't want drama, and the sport has moved on, moved on past promoters controlling fighters. You got to let your fighter go with the flow, and you can still keep him on contract. But if someone's going to pay your fighter more money, you want to keep your fighter happy, so you work something out from you as a promoter with the other promoter with your fighter to where they can go fight, make their money. I mean, and not worry about them losing. Oscar De La Hoya had losses. Yeah, he was a badass, but he had losses. You know, and he's a great fighter. Oscar De La Hoya, look, we're not talking about him as a fighter. As a fighter, Oscar De La Hoya was a problem. I think that's why he gets such a pass with all of his bullshit as a promoter. Because everyone's looking saying, yo, this dude here, he may seem a little Sesame Street, but this dude is a problem. Or lucky lefty. You know, you can say what you want. You don't want to get hit by no De La Hoya left hook, even now. He throw that shit night-night. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. Everyone knows that. There's something special about that man's left hand. Everybody knows that shit. But when you don't have fighters who want to stay, partners not wanting drama, and sports moving on, I'll tell you this. Oscar, he built Golden Boy. He did have some help, but he did it. He built it. But he's also sinking that shit too, isn't he? They're falling apart, and it's Oscar's fault. Yo, good luck to him. But I feel bad for Jerron Boots-Ennis. I feel bad for Vergil, and I feel bad for anyone else who's on De La Hoya's roster who really wants to do things, do big things, and De La Hoya may be blocking it, man. Forget the leverage. Focus on the legacy. Let these fighters go out here and make that cha-ching-ching. But I also understand if Eddie Hearn is trying to pull Vergil Ortiz over and do some shady shit, that ain't really cool either, you know what I'm saying? See, that's why I said we're not getting the nuts and bolts of all this. We just hear this superficial position, man. We don't know. We out here on the surface. We don't know what's going on. But if we can get down in the weeds, get to the nucleus of this shit, then we know what's going on. But I don't know. Golden Boy, the company's being destroyed. Good luck to Oscar in the breeze.